Video is an ever-evolving medium, with things today being unthinkable 100 years ago, and things in the future bound to be the same for us. For me, the most interesting form of media is video. The first ever video recorded is known as the Roundhay Garden Scene, filmed in 1888. Although video was still a long ways off, potential was being shown. In 1907, John Logie Baird developed the world's first mechanical television, although it wasn't quite up to par with things readily available in the future, suffering from low quality. In the 1920s, television started to make the switch from the mechanical system to a more electronic system, which used something known as a cathode ray tube, also known as a CRT, although these only became widespread in the American home in around the late 1940s. Shortly after, in the 1950s, was the invention of the VCR, which allowed the user to copy a live broadcast onto a tape, being able to then view the video at any time they wanted to. While being invented in 1928, also developed by the aforementioned John Logie Baird, color television didn't quite make its rounds in the public until around the early 1950s, with many people not getting access to these color TVs in their own home until their public stations made the switch to color. As broadcasting in color at the time was much more difficult and expensive than in black and white, most people continued to view television in such a format until the 1960s, when it became popularized and cheaper to produce. It's at this point that television starts to get a little static in terms of evolution, pun fully intended. The only real upgrades from this point until the 1990s or so was just small resolution bumps and higher quality broadcast. But in the 90s, things started to progress, and quick. Cable was introduced in the late 90s, the flat-screen TV started to make its rise slowly and surely, and DVDs were starting to overtake VCR as the main way people would watch movies in their own home. Instead of having to receive channels through only satellite, television would be broadcast directly to your cable box, giving those with cable a far greater amount of channels than even before. Starting with the internet, however, things would get a little more complicated. YouTube was founded in 2005 but didn't receive widespread pickup till around 2008. This let users to upload their own personal channels, allowing them to broadcast whatever they wanted for anyone to watch at any time. No big studio or budget required. This was a huge turning point for media, no longer being bound by such constraints with TV. A near unlimited amount of content was being made and spread throughout the world. The internet also allowed for the rise of streaming services. Instead of purchasing a movie or show to watch on a DVD player, or waiting for old reruns to pop up on a specific channel, now all you had to do was log into any device with an internet connection, find what you were looking for, and it would be streamed directly to your device. Now, with only a cheap subscription, you could watch a plethora of content at any moment, not even having to watch any ads. This was far cheaper than paying for cable and being forced to pay additional prices for channels that you didn't even watch. Now the consumer could simply buy the services they cared for far cheaper. And with the addition of YouTube as a free service, you could find any specific niche holding a large amount of video. Unfortunately, with the reliance on these services, these companies realized that they could sufficiently up the prices or even add ads, and with the consumer relying upon them, be forced to pay those additional prices, or with something like YouTube, be forced to watch full, minute-long, unskippable ads to access content that was only locked behind a few seconds of skippable ads years prior. It seems almost as if we've come full circle back to the original idea of cable, paying expensive prices and watching long ads to view our content. The only difference now is these things are now on demand on any device instead of a singular cable box. Now, with the rise of AI generation, I wonder how that will have a hand in the new rise of content. With the mixed reception AI has, with many relying on it and others who are completely against its use, especially considering the large energy usage it causes, I can't see it being welcomed in open arms, especially when it comes to being actively used by the general audience that these big companies are trying to reach. Looking back, it's amazing to see the strides that video-related media has taken, going from something only a select individuals could partake in, costing massive budgets, and being limited to theaters and audio relying on an orchestra or an entire live sound team, to homemade video, all created on a single mobile device, like this video being made now, for example, now being accessed by anyone throughout the entire world. I'm excited to see how far things can be improved and even changed in the near future.